What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to make a video on how to take off your W211 front bumper. Just a quick side note, I realized in my last video on how to take off your front bumper, I didn't do it correctly. Even I would have a hard time following the video and knowing how to uninstall the bumper and even putting it back on. So I decided to redo the video and properly go through the steps and making it clear enough so that, you know, even like someone without any technical ability, or you know what I mean, like someone like that can like easily follow the steps and take it off and feel like a mechanic or genius. These are some of the tools that you're gonna need. First off, you're gonna need a drive socket wrench and drive sockets. You're gonna need one this is the 8mm one, and then you're also gonna need a 10mm drive socket. You're gonna need a hydraulic trolley jack to boost up the car, unless you have like some car ramps. Also, getting some jack stands is strongly recommended. I wouldn't suggest boosting up the car with just the hydraulic jack alone, because you know, stuff might happen and it might fail. You're also gonna need a Torx T25, I believe, or T20. I was trying to look online. I can't remember exactly which one it is. So it's in between the two of them, but they look like this. It's like kind of like a hexagonal type of head. Also, you're gonna want some gloves because it gets really dirty. It might get really dirty down there, and you don't want like grime and like, you know, your hands getting all messed up and stuff. But without further ado, let's get started. So first, what we want to do is boost up the car. There's a spot right here where you can jack up the car. Here's the front tire. And then here's the jack stand point. It's gonna look like something like this. You can put it in the middle, but my jack stand doesn't fit right in there. What a bummer. So I'm just gonna, when the car gets lowered, it's gonna drop right onto this thing. Oh, actually, there you go. This is even better. So now that we have the two jack stands on both sides of the car, we're gonna take this hydraulic jack out. Just because I don't want the hydraulic jack being the one lifting up the car. So we're going to lower this onto the jack stands. And to do that, if you haven't used one of these things before, you want to step kind of far back, you know, because this thing's going to come crashing down a little bit. You're going to want to take this, the rod. There's a little screw right here where you're going to twist to take off the pressure. So standing back, twisting left, there you go. Now the jack stands are completely holding up the car. What I failed to mention is also, when you're putting your car up on the jacks, please be sure to put the emergency brake on and to make sure your car's in park. Very important, like, you know, just in case this car starts rolling or something. So now that the car is all jacked up, what you want to do is open the hood. To open the hood, there's a little latch right here on the bottom of your car. There you go, that big red thing. You're going to want to just tug it back all the way until you hear a click. And then you're going to want to open this up. Shit. Let's do that again. There you go. Oh, it's so dirty. We're going to unscrew this thing right here. This is a 10mm. There's another 10mm right here. Not this one, this one. This one right here is 10mm. This one's connected to the headlights. Right here, there's another 10mm. And here's another 10mm. For you guys, these might be 8mm because my headlights are different. So I think they required me to put the 10mm here instead of 8mm. So yeah, just kind of be on your toes about this one, because I'm pretty sure if you have the standard headlights it's gonna be an 8mm. So we just took out the 4 from the top. Now time to move to the bottom. So right now we're on the passenger side of the vehicle. We're gonna move to the bottom portions of the bolts that we have to take out. They're gonna majority of them, I think all of them actually, are gonna be the 8mm. There you see in the crack is an 8mm. These are one of the reasons why you want to jack up the car, just so that you can get to this thing. There's gonna be 2 of these. There's one right here, and there's gonna be another right there. And you're gonna want to take both of those out. There's another one in the back over there, and so we gotta get that one out too. So we just got the 2 from the passenger side. They're like up here, kind of, on this side of the tire wall. Now there's other 8mm that we have to get out of this thing. So there was a total of 4 of these 8mm. There was one right there, one right here. This is just like a random ass hole, so don't worry about it. There's a hole right here, and then there's 2 more on the other side too. They're pretty much the same. All that's left is the 2 8mm on this side. But I also failed to mention, yeah, another thing I failed to mention, that you see that little gray hole right here? There might be something like this in there. It's plastic. And what you would do, say like if this thing was in there, might have long since have fallen because of, you know, just everyday use, I guess. So, oh my god. We'll pretend it's fully in there. What you want to do is get a tool, something like this, like a hook or something, or even like a flat screwdriver. It might be harder with something like this, but what you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to pry this thing out, you know, just like that. And it's going to pop out. It's going to require some force. So those who are weak-willed and weak strength, go ask your dad to do this or something. But anyways, just getting the last 2 8mm, and then we're gonna take off this black garter. Also, while taking these last 2 8mm, like that are next to the wheel, you can make it so much easier on yourself if you just turn the wheel, like so that, you know, they're exposed. You don't have to take off the tire. That's kind of, it's pretty stupid. I think it just takes up too much time. But yeah, you can totally turn the tire so that you can have much more room to wiggle in there. Unless you want to do it on the car like what I'm doing now. Okay kids, there should be a total of, if you count correctly, 8 of these 8mm on the bottom of your car. There's going to be 4 right here on this black garter, and there's going to be 2 on each front tire. But now after we've taken these out, and not to forget that plastic thing, there should be one on both sides. It's time to take out this thing, the shield. So what you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to grab right here. There's like a little space thing next to the jack stand position. You're gonna want to grab it. You want to pull it towards you. So this thing, and then so this thing kind of comes down. But actually, you want to push this thing up and bring the front garter. I'm trying to do this with one hand, I apologize. You want to bring the black garter under it to pull it out. Trying to do this with one hand. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so to expose the innards of the car, here is the black shield in all its dirtiness. There you go. So yeah, you want to just toss that thing to the side. Now for the last bolts, you're going to have to unscrew to get this bumper off. Is in here behind the grill, and since we took off that black garter, I'll be able to show you guys. If you see right there in the middle of the screen, there is one 10mm, and then on the other corresponding side there's another 10mm. So just need to take these things out, and then the bumper is almost free. So the total amount of screws you're gonna get from everything, you should have, what is this, 6, that's 8, 14. You're gonna have 8mm from the bottom of the car, and then you're gonna have the bigger bolts. You're gonna have 2 on top, one right here and another one over there, along with the 2 inside here. Remember, this for you guys might be an 8mm, not 100% sure. Sorry, it might be an 8mm because of the old style headlights. These are different, so they require like a 10mm. Okay, now time for the fun part. Okay, we're here on the passenger side. I really hope the camera can capture this. Here you're definitely, actually before we start, you definitely want to turn the wheel. So let me go do that. Alright guys, we're inside the tire wall right here. The passenger side, I moved the wheel in. I'm gonna place the camera right here so I can actually see what I'm doing. So here, what you want to do, you're gonna open this. You're gonna open the tire wall. So in these little holes, you might have the plastic piece again. So you're gonna want to pry those out with something like this. Mine are long gone. I mean, I've tried putting them back, but they just come loose. So you're gonna want to pull this back. You're gonna want to you might need a partner for this because this thing doesn't know how to give in. You're gonna just want to pull it back all the way, and then you're gonna expose a bracket. Okay, let's try to get in there. And okay, there's a bracket. So we are on the passenger side door, and then along here, this is the front bumper, and this is the front fender. Along here on the other side, there's like a latch thing, like a piece that's holding it together, like a clamp. There you go, like a clamp. And there's a T25 Torx screw right here that you need to unscrew first before you can pull back this clamp in order to take off this bumper. So in order to get in here, you're gonna have to pry open this wall. It's just plastic, so don't worry about breaking it. Okay, trying to get in there. So if you can see right in the center of the screen, you see that little silver screw. For you guys, that's gonna be a T25 or a T20 Torx screw. For me, I lost mine, so I had to replace it with with another screw, right? So you're gonna want to take that off, and then after you unscrew this, which I can't really do with no hands, I'm holding one hand with the camera and then the other hand with the firewall, so I can't really show you guys how I unscrew this, but it should be pretty self-explanatory, I hope. And then after you unscrew that screw, there's like a little there's a little tab right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a tab right here that you pull back, and then you can pry this out. You would just swing it out to the left and then pry it out. after you unscrew that clamp, okay, you're gonna want to pull that clamp towards you, or like, you know, you want to wiggle it loose, and then you want to pull it away. You want to pull it that way. Like, there's a little tab right here you're gonna see or feel, and you're gonna want to pull it that way towards the engine. If you can't get it with your hands, use a screwdriver and pry it away, pry it towards the car. So you just heard that snap, and then you want to take that out nice and gently. Voila. So this is the little tab I'm talking about right here, and there's like a place where this hooks on, or the bumper hooks onto this, where this hooks onto the bumper, and then you would, you know, yeah. After removing this, you want to make sure you unplug. See if you can see it right here, right there where my pointer finger's at. That's the fog lights. You're gonna want to, I think, twist that counterclockwise to remove that, and you're also gonna want to remove the front blinker, which is right here. I covered mine with vinyl, so, but you're gonna want to remove that. There's a wire in there as well. Yeah, counterclockwise. And then you want to pull that out, leaving the bulb exposed. You can just put it on the ground. We'll gently put it on the floor, and then also you're gonna wanna feel around for the turn signal, the bumper turn signal, and then same thing. You're gonna want to turn it counter. No, this one you're turning clockwise. You're turning it clockwise. Just pull it out. There you go. So there it is. If you guys can see that, I really hope you can. We're now on the driver's side. I don't even know if you can see my face. All my frustrations with this. Like, you should only do this if you have the time to do it. Okay, again, this time let's I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. So this time, let's take off the fog lights first. So in there, you see it? Turn it, this one, counterclockwise again, after you, and then pull it out. There's also a temperature gauge here that you're going to want to pull out. You can pull that out when you take out the bumper. There's also the turn signal light. You want to feel for it and then turn that clockwise. I think that one is clockwise, which is really... No, this one's counterclockwise too. That's weird. Counterclockwise. And then now, take off the bracket. Okay, now since we took off everything, and the brackets as well, we took off that bracket. There's the other one next to my phone. Now it's to pry off the actual bumper, but before that you want to make sure you take this little thing off. It's behind the mesh. It's behind the mesh, but I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little black thing behind there. What you want to do is go under the car. See that wire right there? You're going to want to take this out. It's very easy. All you have to do is just pull it out of its socket. I think it's for the weather or something, the temperature gauge of the outside. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. So now the final moment to finally take off the bumper. What you're going to want to do is grab it by like one hand here and one hand here, and just pull it off. You want to be very careful though. So if you can see something's latching on to the left, preferably you want to do this with a partner or something, someone holding this side, and then another person holding the other side, and gently trying to take it off. You don't want to pull it off too fast, something might break. I mean, these things are pretty durable, but you know, you just want to be careful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you take off Mercedes W211 front bumper.